Hello everybody and welcome back to Letton Farm. So what we're going to do today is go over to one of my fields. It is actually numbered as number 12, and what we're going to do is get it harvested. Now the crop is a field of maize, which really is way overdue. It should have been harvested a long time ago. So to begin with, what I'm going to do is take a tractor and trailer over there in preparation for my harvester. I think I'm going to do it with the combine harvester because I can't really think of a solution for forage or anything like that. I wouldn't tend to harvest corn with the combine harvester, but I can't really think of any solution at all, since I certainly couldn't afford a forage harvester, plus my silage pit is currently full, so I have nowhere to put silage or chaff. So this really is the only thing I can do at the moment, and hopefully somebody will buy the corn. There probably isn't going to be much of it anyway, but it does need to be harvested. So yeah, over to the shed, which I opened up a few days ago. Sure there's no traffic. Okay, there is a pickup. That is the only disadvantage of the shed. You really do have to just pull out into the road, and it's a little bit dangerous, but it's doable if you're careful. So yeah, tractor and trailer sorted. Machine, which is going to be harvesting it, currently not sorted, but I'll deal with that in a second. We only have £6,698, and I fear that even leasing something would be maybe even more than that. So I won't necessarily be harvesting it with a combine, but I think I will be, because the header shouldn't be too much. I don't know. We're just going to have to try and figure out the prices in a minute or two. You never know, it could be just like £800, and if it is, then great. But if it is anything like 6,000, then that is going to be a real worry, because, well, I'll have hardly any money left at all. But this is the field. It is a field of maize, like I said, of corn, and it has been here for a very long time. I'm going to park on the road. The only other fields down here belong to Dennis. I don't think there's anybody else, and well, chances are Dennis isn't going to turn up in the next hour or so, because it shouldn't take me too long to harvest. It's not a massive field. Obviously it's a very tall crop, so it does make it very difficult to jump over it and take a look. But anyway, I'm going to take a walk over to the dealership. No point taking the combine over there yet, in case their prices are just completely out of my price range. I have to be able to afford a header, and ideally I would purchase one outright, but I just don't think we're ever going to have the money to do that. So anyway, let's go and inquire. Hopefully they do have something good. Right, so it is the same situation as before. In fact, it's exactly the same header. They said they could rent one to me for an hour at £2,640, which is not cheap, but I think I can get it harvested within 1 hour. So let's get this set up, and I'm going to get that field harvested as quickly as possible. I don't like to rush, but unfortunately today there is going to be a bit of a mad rush, because I just can't afford to pay the extra £1,650, which is what it would be if I do go over the 1 hour rental period. Okay, so it's taken a bit of time to run back over to the farm, before I took the tractor and I had to walk back. So yeah, the rental period has now begun. I probably should have started it once I was back over there, but they did have to sort out the machine. So yeah, it's all ready to go. It's all ready for me just to attach to it, head over to the field, and get the crop harvested. So I don't think there's going to be any issues. I think that is the price it's going to be. Oh, there is a tractor over there. It's like he's been baling. He has been baling. Must be on a tea break or something. Simon, working in the field which I cut before. So yeah, I did actually say a few vlogs back, I said that he might bale it, despite the straw being quite old, just because it's one way of getting rid of it. He might be, I don't know, disposing of it another way, but yeah, I did leave a lot of straw in the field. So that's strange. He has a baler, but he doesn't have a combine. Maybe he's renting it as well, who knows. Okay, so they have put the header over here. If I can just get that attached, and then if I jump out and attach the PTOs, there we go. Good. So we are now ready to go and harvest the corn, or the maize, and yeah, I really don't think it's going to be a great crop. I certainly haven't been looking after it at all, because I inherited it, so yes, this could be maybe half a trailer load out of the whole field. Maybe that's good, maybe a quarter of a trailer load, I really don't know. But what I do know is it must be completed fast. Wait for the car. Back will swing out. Then we have this very narrow road to contend with. But yeah, surprised me, this is actually my biggest field. I'm pretty sure it is the biggest field. Hard to believe, but there aren't many big fields around here anyway, so yeah, it actually makes it much easier to manage when you only have some small fields to look after. So usually I would go clockwise around the field, but I think with the approach angle here, we are going to have to go anti-clockwise, and I could turn around later, but yeah, here we go. Let's get this crop harvested. As for the following crop, I currently have no idea. I don't know what to put in here. But it won't be maize. I won't be doing any more maize, I don't think. It's just not necessary. But that's working well. Well, so far I am quite impressed. We already have a full combine harvester load, and yeah, we're sort of against the weather now as well, so it's quite annoying, because if I do have to stop because of the hail or the rain, we are going to have to either keep the header at the farm, which is going to cost me money per hour, or I'd have to retake the rental period, restart the rental period, which would be another 2,000 or so pounds. Yes, I don't want it to go over the side. Should be better. Yeah, so yeah, it really is a race against the clock here, and the weather is definitely turning. It's getting much hazier. In fact, it looks like it is literally just about to rain. Great. Come on, hurry up. Unload. I'm probably about halfway through the field. Maybe just over half. Good. Finally. Time to resume. Well, that's it. It's raining. It's hailing or something. Great. So that really is... yeah, that's not turned out well at all. Better switch the engine off, and this is now getting wet. So I'm going to go and sell what we have, which actually, the amount of grain that we're getting out of this, the amount of corn we're getting, is really good. It's the price of the header, and also the weather, which is bad. So yeah, let's go over there. Hopefully the grain merchant currently has a good price. I think the fastest way to go is just over here. Pretty sure there is only one way out of the field. But whilst I was harvesting that, I did actually have quite a good idea, and that was to grow poplar, which could be a good thing to sell. It would be selling wood chips. However, the only disadvantage with that is I believe the machinery involved is quite expensive. So I'm just going to have to think about it at the moment, but it's just an idea. Anyway, here we go. Let's see how much money I can make out of the corn that we had. And remember, I didn't pay to put this corn into the field. I inherited the corn. So far 3,758. So maybe off the whole field there could be £8,000 possibly. That is, of course, if we can ever get it harvested. Yes, it's looking unlikely that it's going to be today. If it stops raining soon and the sun comes out, then it'll be fine. But if it doesn't, then yeah, it's going to be very difficult to continue, as it will start to get very wet. The good thing is there is now space in the field to be able to park the tractor and trailer. So it's 12:10, except for having my lunch, I don't really know what to do. So yes, I'm going to have some food. And then, how much do we have left? Yeah, I'm about 50% of the way through the field. Possibly just over. Yeah, 50%. So yeah, that has turned out really badly. Welcome back. Right, so I just decided to sit it out completely. There was absolutely no point in trying to harvest when it was so wet. So I've really let the sun come out and dry, and it's actually a really good evening. So hopefully I can now finish the field this evening and not drag it over to another day. As for how long we have left on the header, I don't know, but when I return it, they'll definitely let me know if I have gone over. So we'll have to just wait and see. But either way, even if I do have to pay for the extra hour, I will still make a profit. So it will just be a reduced profit if I do have to pay more. So here we go. It needs to be done today, no doubt about it. Has to be finished. Otherwise, it is just going to be a lot of faffing around, doing it over multiple days. So let's get it done. Well, the remaining few hours did actually go very well, and I have managed to harvest probably another 6,000 litres in total, which is going to go quite a long way. So yeah, we're just going to finish off, fold up the header, take it back over to the dealership. Hopefully they don't notice that we had it for longer than 1 hour, and then tip the load. And hopefully it's going to be something very similar to last time. It isn't a full combine load though, so there's going to be 20% less than before. But anyway, yeah, let the unloading procedure begin. There we go. It's all empty and all folded up, ready to take back. Actually, one thing I did notice a few days ago was this is actually deeper than I was expecting. I thought it was quite shallow. But there is actually enough in here to use as a water source, so I could use this in future for filling up the IBCs. In fact, I do need to fill up the IBC today. It's just a case of whether or not I can get it into here. It does seem to be completely fenced off, so I don't know. In fact, I don't even know where it comes from, and there is quite clearly an inlet here. I don't know. It must be coming from probably just the land. It could just be a sort of land drain sort of thing. But it's a nice little pond or ditch or whatever you want to call it. It does seem to go out again though. Where to? I have absolutely no idea. This is part of the driving I hate, pulling out of here. Pulling out of any tight junction. And yeah, I was expecting to do more today, but it just really, the weather held us up. 4 hours it took for me to get going again. But it could have been worse, it could have been wet for the rest of the day. So I think I got off pretty lightly, really. I'll remove this here. And my plan is actually to park the combine harvester in the yard where we were just a minute ago. That way, I'm in walking distance of the tractor and trailer, and then I can take it over to the grain merchant just here on the left hand side. So I think I will go the back way into here. And then we do have plenty of storage sheds just here as well. I really should utilise this yard better than I do, just because it's not really that convenient for the majority of the fields. But for number 12 is going to be worked in again. It's going to have a crop which I currently haven't decided, but it will likely be a cereal crop possibly. I suppose it could be sunflowers or something, but it would mean leasing the same header once again, which I don't like doing. I'd like to be able to purchase it if I can do, because it is very expensive to keep renting. So, yeah, let's go and sell this, and then I'm going to head over to the cows farm and top up their water trough, because I'm aware of their trough being dangerously low. I'm expecting to get about 2,800 to 3,200 pounds for this. I suppose it's about a third, isn't it? A third of a trailer, just over. Won't take long to tip, that's for sure. Come on, 3,000. Nice, perfect, just within my range. So really that has actually turned out quite well. Despite having to pay for the rent on the header, it still turned out pretty well. So let's take this back over to the main yard. I'll drop it off. And then, like I said, water, I use the 135. Okay, so I was just wondering if I could park this in here forwards with the trailer still attached. The clearance on the cab is going to be the tricky part here. Yeah, that is probably exactly the same height as the cab. Let's go a little bit closer. Oh no, that's going to clear it. That is going to go under. Surprisingly. There we go. And it does fit as well. So I think that's probably better than just leaving the unattended trailer on its own. Okay, so finally, the 135 just over here. It is starting to go a bit dark. It's being detached. And finally, yes, let's go and sort out these cows. I hope I haven't left it too long. I probably should have prioritised giving the cows their water, because I was already aware of their trough being quite low. Let's open both the gates up. They do have some. There is still some in there, so that's good. As for the IBC, I think it's empty, but we'll soon find out. Good to see Simon doing some farm work at least. He's not like the Youngs. Yes, the IBC is empty, so I could go over to that pond, but I'm really sure that it is inaccessible as it is. So I think probably in the next few days I am going to maybe create a ramp or take the fence out and just make sure I can actually get the IBC to it. Since it is free water, if I buy it, if I fill the water from here, I'm essentially buying it. It is going to cost me money. But there's not really an alternative at the moment. Done. Yeah, you have to sort of leave it for some time to fill up, because it's just filling it from a tap. And yeah, it's 2,000 litres, which is a substantial amount. Anyway, here we go. The cows will really appreciate this. Plus, it should be then good enough for maybe a week. So it's emptying. Filling up very nicely. I would expect them to take most of it. Yep, they took it all. They are very thirsty. So next time, I really would like to get it out of a free water source, like I mentioned before. It would be very good. Not only because it would save me money, but also we're not having to wait for ages filling it up. So there we go. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Until next time, see you again soon. Bye for now.